Welcome to Living the Way.
Hello, everyone.
We thought we'd take a minute and just share with you some of the things we've been learning as we've been homeschooling.
Oh, I've got the joy. I've got the joy. Yeah. Oh, I've got the joy in my heart to stay.
Subscribe and hit the bell for future videos.
A little embarrassing. I learned that Russia is not its own continent.
Oh.
I think probably my grade 3 or grade 4 teachers just rolling
She's
their eyes
crying,
right now.
crying right
Geography
now.
teacher. But I learned that. I also learned how to do long division for probably the first time in my life. I'm not exactly
Yes.
sure how I made it through grade school without not knowing how to do that.
I'm so thankful for YouTube and all the little ways that it shows us. Okay, this is long division, and we need the kid version of it because we're going back to square one.
I'm learning so much. What are you learning?
So what am I learning? I used to be very bad at geography. Very bad. This is also embarrassing. If someone said
You asked
where's China on a map, or where is the Philippines? Even the Philippines, it's a small island. But I mean so big places okay, this is so embarrassing.
You asked me, I think you asked me something along the lines of, is Canada in North America?
Okay, so this is silly. I thought that, okay, yes. Okay, this is awful.
I'm not saying to judge
I
you.
used to think North America was Canada because it was north of America. This is what
I
we're
could
going
see
back
that.
to.
I can see that.
So I feel like our learning right now,
How are we
maybe
allowed
we're
homeschool?
we're mind blown because we're like, how did we not know this? We should have known it.
We should have.
But I'm so thankful for this time with our kids where sometimes they're teaching us a little bit. They're like, no, Mom, this is where Europe is.
It's true.
So we're all learning together, and it's awesome. I love it.
And I think the most important thing, on a more serious note, I think the most important thing that we've learned is that learning is its own pace.
Oh,
that,
yes.
Like, we were supposed to be doing China this week, and instead, we've just been learning about the First World War, the Second World War, Remembrance Day. We're just taking time to unpack all of these different things, because when we would start on a rabbit hole of well, let's talk about the Holocaust, and let's talk about who Hitler was, and all the different countries that were involved in how did Pearl Harbor and Japan all fit into this, and we're just learning so much by it that we have to just spread this out over multiple days, because
which I think that is ultimately what we were nervous about homeschooling, was just how do you cram everything in? How do you know you're learning everything you need to? But now we've learned, and I feel like God has given us peace a little bit where we're we can slow it down.
Yeah.
You know what? If we need to take 3 days to learn about Remembrance Day and why this is such an important day to remember, we take those days. Those are the days that our kids learn probably the most, where we sit down and we're asking them what do you think about this? Do you think that this was right or wrong? And they're actually discussing with us real events that took place to help shape the world that we live in.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's really fascinating. And some of the stories too, you can tell they're getting through to the kids, why would they want to segregate the Jews? And why did they think they were lesser people?
Yes.
And things like when we shared the story of how they in 1914 in World War I at Christmas Eve, they stopped. They did the ceasefire, and then how both sides went across and shook hands and played soccer and exchanged gifts. And
if you have not seen this, you need to look it up on YouTube.
It's
it
so
was
powerful.
honestly, I started crying. It was a beautiful moment in history that I don't think our kids would have never learned that.
Yeah.
Unless they took a little bit of time to investigate it themselves. But it was so beautiful. And it was a moment that happened that changed the world for a moment. For a moment. It brought peace and joy and love.
And we just got to seek after more of those moments.
How we do.
So we're learning lots of different things. We're learning lots of intellectual, academic information that some of us should have already known. But we're also learning something more important, is that learning is it's this never-ending thing, and we can just keep diving in and going deeper.
It's a lifestyle.
This appreciation that life is learning, and that's why we're striving to be living the way. And so I hope that you'll continue to journey with us. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, click the bell to be notified when we post new videos, and thanks for watching.
And see you next time.